Welcome back, you're watching Overdrive, and this week I'm at the 83rd edition of the Geneva Motor Show. We're going to continue our coverage from Geneva now with more companies that have plans for the Indian market, and I'm going to start this segment off with Volvo. But before you wonder, this cycle is not something that's coming to India, but I'm using it here for a very good reason.
Since it was bought by Chinese carmaker Geely almost 3 years ago, the still firmly Gothenburg-based carmaker has kept a low profile. But this year at Geneva, Volvo was eager to announce its return to the global stage with a fully refreshed model lineup, a firm product pipeline, and a continued focus on its core value, safety. This time adding cyclist detection to its auto detect and brake system.
Auto brake technology plays a major role in our safety journey.
We are definitely increasing speed, and that's why you see this big renewal for literally the total range. We have launched last year the V40 and the V40 cross country. Next year will be the XC90, and all the other cars which you see here today, they're all upgraded. And we think that speed is needed. The next step in this journey we are making now is the launch of a scalable platform on which the XC90 will be built, and that car is due end of next year.
The V40 cross country, we understand that that's coming to India very shortly as well. Tell us a little bit about that car and how successful it's been for Volvo, at least in the European market so far.
Yeah, that's our entry to what we call the hatchback market, and we are indeed looking for India for the diesel, the cross-country version. Till now, the reception on the European market has been extremely well. It's our new entry in that part of the market, and it shows that Volvo is extremely capable playing a role in that very competitive part of the global car market.
Volvo will boost its Indian presence by first launching the eye-catching V40 Cross Country, which happily for buyers does not qualify as an SUV, and follow that up with the fully refreshed S60 sedan and XC60 SUV. Both vehicles sport new edgier exterior styling tweaks as well as significant changes to the cabin.
The XC60 has new, very supporting sport seats. In the center of the driver's attention we have the new driver information cluster with full digital display. We have paddle shift on the steering wheel for a sporty drive with automatic. We also have more metal trim around the vents and a very nice new modern wood which is called linear walnut, which really adds a very modern and exclusive flavor.
The little big star here at the Mercedes-Benz stall was the very sweet hot hatch, the A45 AMG. But the car that has a lot more significance to the Indian market is this, the new CLA. It's Mercedes' first ever front-wheel drive sedan, and this car is coming to India very soon.
Mercedes first previewed the production CLA a day before the Detroit Auto Show, but Geneva was the first European showcase for the compact sedan based on the new A-Class's architecture. While the design is heavily influenced by its bigger brother, the CLS, the CLA manages to look fresh, distinctive and eye-catching while carrying over familiar cues that mark it out as a Mercedes. It will be available in Europe with the option of front and all-wheel drive and come with a choice of 3 petrol and 2 diesel engines mated to 6-speed manuals or Mercedes' 7G DCT automatics.
The CLA's cabin is funky and futuristic enough to match the fabulously stylish exterior, and this being a Mercedes, the build quality and fit and finish levels are top class. This is also a Mercedes that you may want to drive yourself because the sloping roofline that makes this car look so good from the outside also means that rear headroom is a little bit challenged. But when this car comes down to India, it will also come in with the full complement of petrol and diesel engines from Mercedes-Benz, and it promises to make a mark on Indian roads.
Mercedes was also showcasing the scheduled mid-cycle refresh for the E-Class, which is expected for 2014. While its neighbor at Hall 7 in Geneva and arch-rival BMW showcased the i3 and i8 electric concepts, as well as the front-wheel drive active tourer concept. But the star of BMW's show was the new 3 Series Gran Coupe, a niche filler that promises the handling of a saloon, the looks of a coupe, and the practicality of an estate in one stylish package. Over at Jaguar Land Rover, meanwhile, pride of place went to the new F-Type. The latest XFRS and JLR also announced plans for a new engine plant and unveiled a 9-speed automatic gearbox that will do duty in vehicles across the range. The other iconic British mark, Rolls-Royce, also made waves, attracting huge crowds to the unveiling of the Wraith. The stunning Super Coupe based on the Ghost is the most powerful production Rolls ever, a fact well reflected in its styling.
It's the most powerful Rolls-Royce engine we have ever put in a motor car. It is a twin-turbo V12. It produces over 624 horsepower. So it's a wonderfully powerful engine, and we can see that in the design. For example, it sits hunched like maybe a sprinter poised in the blocks, ready to accelerate off. It's an incredibly powerful car, but also it drives beautifully. First and foremost, this is a Rolls-Royce. It's that wonderful magic carpet ride. But then, as soon as you get into the first corner, that's when you notice this is a car like no other Rolls-Royce. Slightly thicker steering wheel, more direct steering, shorter wheelbase, wider rear track, very direct, very responsive, absolutely glued to the road. A wonderful driving experience, absolutely wonderful.
Also on display at Geneva were some concepts and production spec cars that are instantly recognizable back home. The Suzuki stall played host to the stylish new SX4 crossover. Initially planned as a straight replacement for the current SX4, Suzuki changed focus to a crossover design based on customer reaction to the global crossover trend. Also on display at Geneva, the entire lineup of Jeep SUVs, including the Grand Cherokee that's scheduled to come to India. We'll have a road test of that SUV on next week's show. Coming up after the break, a fabulous hypercar, some exquisite and powerful supercars, and the undisputed star of the Geneva show.